Hey everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to Yoga with Dave. Really nice to see you all. I was kind of bathed in this. No, it's this side. Kind of bathed in this light, isn't it? It's beautiful. So I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Thinking about the sunshine, remember last year, I think the last time that we did some yoga outside was probably September. So I'm thinking next week we could probably go outside, couldn't we? There's some beautiful parts where I live. So I'll probably do some yoga from outside, and feel free to join me. Get out in your garden and get some of this vitamin D, and it's so vital for us, isn't it, for our own well-being and overall wellness. It's to get that vitamin D in when we can, because this isn't going to last. And we're all British, aren't we? So we're not all British, but the British like to say, "Oh yeah, it's too hot though, isn't it?" So we do like to talk about the weather a lot. But it's nice just to kind of mix up the yoga and to practice outside. There's something about the sky and being in the elements, the wind and listening to the birds and that sort of stuff that you can't control so much when you're outside. So it really kind of, sometimes it's quite nice to do that, to try and get us to connect a little bit deeper with ourselves. That's what a yoga practice is all about. It's all about bringing the attention inwards. And we pay attention to how the physical body feels. We're paying attention to how our breath feels within the body. We're just paying attention, everybody, and we're not on our phones and we're not being crazy over here or doing this or doing that. We bring everything in. The beautiful thing about yoga is that we only need probably this beautiful thing, a mat. You don't need that. Sit on something, you don't need that. You need your body, you need your breath, but everybody's got that. And even if you're working with injuries or you find that you're restricted in some way with your movement, don't worry about it. Please just come into a version of each posture that feels good for you. So if I suggest something, you probably won't want to do it. No thanks, that doesn't work for me. You just find something that does. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to start on our backs. So feel free, if you're sat on something, come to lie down on your backs. Just going to remove my watch. Just push anything out of the way that doesn't feel like it's serving you. Make loads of room for yourself. And then just lie down on your mat. Oh, this is nice. All right, stretch your arms above your head, let the arms fall behind the head. Stretch it out. Maybe, let's do this together. Inhale, stretch down the right-hand side of the body. So the right arm, the right leg, as you find that softness in the left-hand side of the body. Stretch it out, swap it out. Stretch out for the left leg, the left arm. Soften through the right side. Find that activation all the way through the left. And then go right arm, left leg. Stretch across the body. Right fingertips, left toes. Relax it. Left fingertips, right toes. Oh, this stuff's good, isn't it? This is my favorite type of yoga, the stuff where we lie around and just feel the back body just resting down into the floor, all the bones are going down, relax everything, and then bring the knees into the chest. We'll do plenty of this kind of thing today. Nice. Bring the hands on the knees. That's where my hands just go quite naturally. When we're thinking about our hands, we'll be kind of grabbing up and then the shoulders rounded. Make sure your shoulders in the back of your head are super relaxed. You've got length in the back of your neck. And then your hands on the knees or the shins, and then you can just rock from side to side. Massage out the spine. Breathe deeply here. Maybe open the knees a little bit wider. That can feel nice. Push the knees away from you. Feel the tailbone elongate. Nice. And then just keeping the knees hugged in. Remove the hands, and then bring the arms out really slowly in line with the shoulders. Bring your feet down onto the floor. And then drop your knees over to the right-hand side, and then look to your left. But again, think about your shoulders. Breathe deeply here. Deep, rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then on your next inhale, bring your knees all the way back to center. Let them fall over to the right, and then look down left. I said that the wrong way. Let your knees fall over to the left and look down your right arm. Lefts and rights. Oh, no one's really paying attention, are they? It doesn't matter. Find a position that feels good for you. Take a couple more breaths. Breathe super deep. Take a deep inhale, come back to center. And then a full exhale. Nice. And then just hug your right knee towards your chest, strengthen out through your left leg.
And then just begin to move that right knee, maybe from side to side, maybe in little circular movements, keeping the toes flexed in the ankle. Nice, everyone. Beautiful. And then from here, just bring that right knee just towards the right shoulder. So you feel like an external rotation of the knee. So the knee just goes a little bit wider, and then you're just getting into the front of that hip joint. Bring the knee back to center, and then go right knee over to the left. So now you should feel it more here on the outside of the hip. And maybe little movements, you might just be manipulating the knee a little bit and work out what's going on. Nice. From here, keep the right knee bent, keep it hunted, and then bend into the left knee. And then cross your right foot over your left thigh. So you make this number 4 shape. This is nice. You may stay here, or if you want to, you can thread through the gap and then just grab around the back of the thigh. If you really want to go for around the front of the shin, then feel free. So you make a basket grip around the back of the left thigh. This is reclined pigeon, and then you just breathing it out here. Deep inhales. Full exhales. We'll do plenty of twists in the class today. But this again is a nice way to get into the glutes and the hip. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring the left foot down, and then cross your right knee further over your left. So when you look up and you can bring the legs up, hello knees, you can see the right knee stacked over the left, or somewhat in line. Doesn't have to be completely there. Bring the arms out again so they're in line with your shoulders. And then we'll do this, which is a bit counterintuitive. Let the knees fall over to the right. You don't have to come down too far. I just come onto the blade edge of my left foot, and that's enough stretch. I feel it quite a lot in this left hip. But you might be here where the legs are just lifted a little bit. Come back to center, and then just shift the hips over to the right. Let the knees fall over to the left. So if it feels too much with the legs crossed like mine, then just have the knees like this, where you just stack them on top of each other. If you really want to go for a double bind, you can do this, and you can wrap the right foot behind the left calf. So this is a double bind. Doesn't feel too good for me. Nice. Inhale, come back to center, and then one more time. Exhale, just drop the knees over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left. A little scissor action, and then come to center and just unravel everything. Nice. Beautiful. Really nice. Lengthen out through the right leg, hook the left knee in, and then we'll just do the same as we did on the other side. Maybe your eyes are closed here, but feel free, just to work in little circles, big circles, whatever feels nice. Then maybe bringing the left knee out towards the left shoulder. Coming back to center, maybe bringing the left knee over to the right shoulder. Little movements in between can feel nice. And then keeping the left leg bend into the right foot or the right knee, bring the right foot on the floor, cross the left ankle over the right foot. So we just come to the other side, reclined pigeon. Can move it around a little bit here, make it fluid. Maybe grab around the back of the thigh, maybe the front of the shin. Take a few nourishing breaths here. Deep inhales, full exhales. So we're thinking about this right knee is pressing against this left foot. So if you need more juice, a little bit of juice, then you just bring a little bit more intention into the knee, onto the ankle. You're not looking for a huge stretch. One more deep inhale, full exhale, and then just cross the knees over. So this time your left knee's on top of your right. Nice, bring your arms out, and then drop the knees over to the left-hand side. Look over to the right, the head feels okay. Nice, come back to center, drop the knees all the way over to the right. Nice, so you're just moving from side to side. This little dynamic, flowing movement. A lot of work in the hips here, and a nice twist into the spine as well. Just be gentle. Remember, just stack the knees or take the double bind. One's less, one's more. I'm kind of in the middle. The middle ground's a good place to be, everyone. All right, come all the way back to center. Unravel your legs, hook the knees into your chest one final time. Nice. From here, roll over to the right-hand side, press into your hands, come all the way up. Beautiful, everyone. Really nice. I'm going to take a little bit of drink of water, so if you want to do the same, feel free. It's a little bit warm today, so stay hydrated out there. All right, come on to all fours, and then just set yourself up in a tabletop position. Beautiful, nice. Hopefully you can see me all right. A little bit of sun here, isn't there? But we'll celebrate that sun. All right,
Press the tops of your feet into the floor, spread out through your fingertips, press into your hands, feel your shoulders, they kind of engage and they separate a little bit. You might kind of like find this little rounding in the spine. It's not a rounding, it's more of a flattening. You see, this is a natural part of my spine. See the lumbar spine? It kind of dips down to this part of my spine. Now, if I kind of engage into my hands, press into my shoulders, and then engage into my back, I can really find that straight line of energy. So that's that engagement, and then I can let it go. This is probably more natural, belly spills out a little bit. If I tuck my belly towards my spine, and I just bring that little movement in, then I feel that engagement here, in the front and the back of my body, and then I can let it go. So here, the pelvis is just tipping backwards and forwards, just very slightly. So feel free to bring these little movements in. They can feel good, can't they? Really nice little movements. Pelvis rocks forward, and then the pelvis rocks back. See what happens to your spine. You know, yoga doesn't have to be all about, you know, really big, expansive movements. They can be like these little, more subtle movements. When you're ready, just come back to that neutral spine position. So you just kind of let it go a little bit, and then spread out through your fingers and just begin to circle the hips. Maybe big circles, they can feel good. Little circles can feel good. One's not better than the other. Bring the weight forward, bring the weight back. Maybe kind of do this kind of thing where you bring the weight right forward and just be aware of the wrists here, and then come back and bring the sit bones back onto the heels and just let the forehead go. Come forward. Make it a little bit fluid, come back, 2 more times, forward, and back into your child's pose, forward through tabletop, last time, and then back into your child's pose, and then just stretch it out here in child's pose. Let your forehead come down to the floor. If you need to bring a little bit more, then just stack it onto your hands or onto the forearms or wherever feels good. And then just breathe super deep here, nice deep rich inhales. 4 releasing exhales, 2 more like that, deep inhale, full exhale, and then this time your deepest inhale and your fullest exhale. Beautiful. Spread out through your fingers, push yourself up to a tabletop position. Beautiful. And then tuck your toes under, and then just come into a downward facing dog. Keep your generous bend in your knees just to find length in the spine. Breathe deeply here. Nice, head is loose, maybe the gaze is in between the feet, and then feel free just to pedal the legs backwards and forwards, but I encourage you to keep a generous bend in the knees, just so there's the length of the spine, that's kind of what you want, lifting the hips up and towards the sky. Beautiful. From here, walk the hands back, and then just hang and standing forward fold, feet about hip width apart, grab onto opposite elbows, and then just sway from side to side. Nice, breathe in deeply. With that generous bend in the knees, you just feel that release. Deep inhales, and then full releasing exhales. 2 more like that, deep inhale. Full exhale, feel free to bring your hand on the knees or even higher. 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale, beautiful. And then from here, let the hands dangle down if they're not there already. Roll all the way up, come all the way up to stand. And sometimes it feels beautiful to stand up, doesn't it? Make any adjustments you need to do with your mat. I'm just going to shuffle mine backwards a little bit. And then all you're going to do is just going to walk to the top of your mat in this lovely way. So it's only walking, Dave, don't get too excited about it. But when you arrive in your Tadasana, your mountain pose, just press the heels down into the floor. In fact, I'm going to go this way today because I'm feeling it this way. Here we go. There we go. Nice. So your feet are lined up. Long edges of your mat, go nice and wide with your feet, be generous. Yeah, nice. And then from here, press into all 4 corners of your feet. So this is your mountain pose. Look at, you know, my chest is nice and open. I feel my tailbone pointing down towards the floor. A little engagement in my thighs and thinking about 4 corners of my feet. Back of my neck is long. Oh, beautiful. Breathe deeply here. Maybe close your eyes and then just notice what that does to the balance within your feet. Deep inhales, full releasing exhales. Beautiful. Nice. From here, bring your hands to heart center. This is Anjali Mudra. And take a beautiful deep inhale. Sweep your arms up. And then as you exhale, come into your forward fold. Nice. From here, take an inhale. Sweep your arms back up. Come up to stand. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale forward.
Inhale up. And exhale, hands to heart center. One more time like that, just through this slow sun salutation, just a forward fold and coming back up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, bringing your hands to heart center. Beautiful, nice, really nice work. From here, we're just coming to the center of our mats, and then just give your legs a little shake out. Shake the legs out, and then you're going to come back onto all fours. So I don't mind. Sorry, you're going to come with your feet hip width apart, and I don't mind where you stay on your mat. I'm going to turn this way just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go to the end of the mat actually. Feet about hip width apart. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. Nice. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Then clasp your hands together, and then just bend over to one side. Inhale to center, and then exhale. Just come to the other side. So it doesn't have to be a huge movement. You just bend in side to side. Try and engage your shoulders. There's length through your arms. And you try to keep your hips quite neutral. So try and avoid this. See where my hips kind of swing all the way out. I'm trying to keep my hips pretty still. And the movement's coming from my torso. It's coming from my shoulders. And I'm just moving gently from side to side. Enjoy this nice fluid movement. Beautiful. Inhaling. Exhaling, inhale to center, exhale to the side. One more either side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and then come all the way back to center, and then just give it a little shake out. Did this last week. It's a nice fluid movement. Bring your hands onto your heart. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Just move from side to side. Maybe a nice powerful breath. You're just moving at the hips. It's not a big movement. You can do this where the hands are nice and low, and kind of like just let the hands just slap onto the glutes at the back. You make it a little bit more formal when the hands are higher. Just do what you need to do just to bring some life into the body. It's kind of just shaking up the energy. Feels nice. You can always lift one foot. You can do it this way. That can feel good. A little bit of movement in the hips if you want. Just warming the body up. Beautiful, really nice. And then just bringing the hands down again. Nice work. From here, we're going to come back to the tops of our mat. We'll just do 2 rounds of sun salutation now. So something we've worked on over the weeks, so we should be quite familiar with it. And if you're new to yoga, just follow what I say in the breath and the movement, and you'll soon pick it up. It's a really lovely way to move. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, bending the knees. You want to think about your chest and your thighs, and you want to kind of make this gap as small as you can. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine, come up halfway. And then as you exhale, hands down, step one foot back, and then the other. So they're big steps. And then you take an inhale and you lengthen into your plank. Nice. From here, drop your knees, and then see if you can keep your elbows tucked by your body as you lower all the way to the floor. Nice. Press your fingertips into the floor, go really wide with the hands, bend into the elbows. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, come into a cobra. Please don't come up too far, especially on this first one. And then exhale, bring the forehead down. So do that one more time. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, come up into this cobra. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Then you walk the hands in right underneath your shoulders, and then press yourself back to an all fours position. Beautiful. Then as you exhale, you lift the hips and you come into downward facing dog. So we just move in little transitions. It doesn't have to be one big movement. You can go from pose to pose to pose and just kind of enjoy the sensations that we experience in, and it's different day to day. Nice. Bend the knees into the hips, up between the hands. I'll leave it up to you. You can walk up in 5, 6, 7 steps. You can do what I do, which is just step first my right, and then my left foot to the top of my mat. I'm lining my feet up, and I'm inhaling, and I'm coming back to that halfway lift. I'm exhaling, and I'm folding, and I'm inhaling, and I'm coming all the way up, sweeping my arms above my head. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. One more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in deep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down. Step one foot back, and then the other. And then just take an inhale, lengthen into your plank position. As you exhale, drop the knees, lower all the way to the floor, nice and slowly. Come into that cobra variation, fingertips on just outside the edges of your mat. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Take an inhale. Just use the fingertips and just peel yourself off the floor. Exhale, forehead down, and then one more like that. Inhale. And exhale, forehead down. Bring the hands back in, underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back to all fours. Lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Nice. Breathing deeply here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Bend your knees into your hips, up between the hands. That's where your feet are going to go. So then bring them right to the top of your mat in your own way. When you arrive, take an inhale just to lengthen your spine. Come up halfway. Exhale, folding deep. Press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, framing your hands to heart center. Really nice work. And then just give the hands a little shake out, or maybe you're just standing nice and still with the palms face forward. Maybe just notice what you're noticing. You know, just see what's going on for you today. It's really beautiful that when we pay attention and we're going, yeah, this is happening, this feels good. All right, so let's do a little balance. We do this from time to time, and we did it, I think last week, we did a little bit of tree pose. So we'll go nice and simple with this first one. In fact, let's do it this way, because it challenges us a little bit more, so probably not as simple. We'll start easy. So you're going to lift up the right leg, and then just place the sole of the right foot on the left calf. So you kind of press the calf into the foot, and the foot into the calf, and then your hands are just at heart center. Nice. Just gaze down at one spot, and breathe super deep here. Nice. And then just release the foot and give it a shake out. So you can do that again. You can come into this position, you know, where you're just in a tree pose. Now, if you really don't want to do that, you can just bring the toes on the floor and then bring the ankle onto the ankle. So you just bring right ankle onto the left ankle, so you can be here. If you want to take it a little bit further, think about your left foot again. So really find that engagement, and then lift up your right knee. Maybe your hands are on your hips. So you might want to stay here, or if you want to take it a little bit further, cross the right foot over the left knee. Nice. Then maybe bring your hands to heart center. You can stay up high. You can squat down. See, balance is hard, isn't it? You can squat down a little bit. Maybe come down low. I'm going to stay here. This is good for me. I can really feel it in that standing leg. There's enough going on in this right hip to open up. I've got balance going on, rolling my shoulders back. Whatever version you find yourself in, come to grow. Hug the right knee in, give it a little squeeze. If your foot's on the ankle, then release it and then shake it out. Nice, everyone. So remember, with our balancing, we're just thinking about looking at one spot, and that can really help with our overall balance. We call it a drishti. So I just look down on the floor, and that's going to help me find my focus. All right, let's do the other side. So you're going to go left foot onto the right calf, but don't do that where it's on the inside of the knee. Go lower. You press into the calf, press into the foot, and then you open hip out. Hip doesn't have to open out very far. You might want to stay here, or you can bend into the knee a bit more, lift it up, cross it over the right thigh. Find your balance. You can always be here if that feels better. You can be here if that feels good. You know, you can sit low, you can kind of move around a little bit. Whatever works for you. Be playful with your practice. Maybe you want to go a bit deeper. Some people put their hands down on the floor, but I might hurt myself if I do that. Have a little wobble, sit a bit lower, and then come all the way up. Hug the left knee in, shake it up, and then give the legs a good old shake. Beautiful, really nice. So we'll come down back onto our mats, so we'll come back down to lie down, but rely on our fronts. So let's just bring our hands back to heart center. We'll transition down there. Take an inhale, sweep up. Exhale, folding low. Remember, the bend in the knees can really help. Inhale to find some length. Exhale to fold in deep. Hands are down. Step one foot back, then the other. Take an inhale just to find your plank. Drop your knees, lower all the way down onto your belly. And then make a pillow with your hands, and then just look to the right hand side. And just let your body melt down into the floor. Just feel the breath within the body. So the first time that we've laid down our fronts, so that can feel nice. Kind of a brand new sensation. I'm just going to turn around. And then look to the left. So you just turn the head and look all the way over to the left. Snuggle down. Bring any movements into the body that feel good. Whew. Beautiful, everyone. Really nice. And then from here, lift up your head
And then bring your hands, so you're on your forearms. You might need to shuffle your hips back. This is Sphinx pose. So you have a look where my elbows and my shoulders are. So they're pretty much stacked under each other. And then my hands are about shoulder width apart. Feet about hip width apart, and I'm pressing into the tops of my feet. And then I engage into my forearm. I'm clawing into my fingers. And it's almost as if I'm pulling the mat back towards me as I claw into my fingers. Then I can lift my chest, and I feel this compression in my lower spine. I don't want to feel too much. And if this feels too much for you, just do this, walk the hands forward. You can always snap the head again, and you still get this little back bend, or maybe you're here. So come into something that works for you. We're not looking for a super deep back bend here. So I will say that. Remembering your yoga is not, we're not always looking for the most extreme versions of each posture. We're just slowly working through the body, and we're just working out what's going on for us. If you want to bring a little bit of movement into the neck, feel free just to get a little gaze over the right shoulder. What's going on over there? Is there anything behind you? Come back to center, have a little gander over your left. Oh, there's a nice light there. Can anyone see their dogs or their cats? Come back to center and then gazing over the right shoulder. Nice. You don't have to do this, by the way, it's optional. Beautiful. Really nice work. And then one more time. And then all the way back to center. Nice. And then from here, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Spread out through your fingers. See how my elbows are tucked in. So I don't want to do this where the elbows are wide. And then I'm going to press into the tops of my toes. And then I'm going to use my strength. And I'm going to come all the way up onto all fours. Nice work. All right. Really nice. So from here, split the knees nice and wide again. Push yourself back to a tabletop, into a child's pose position. Lay your forearms down onto the floor. And then we'll take this advantage just to move a little bit deeper in our child's pose. So walk the hands over to the right off your mat. Make sure that the neck feels okay, the head feels okay. And then just breathe deeply here. Be aware of your left sit bone. See if you can press it down towards your left heel. So guess all I'm saying there is you're just trying to keep your hips nice and neutral. And then come back to center, any way that feels good. Walk the hands over to the left. Breathe deeply, think about the right hand side of your body. So that's where your engagement is. As I press into this right hand, and I feel that activation through the shoulder, all the way down the right hand side of the body. Beautiful. And then come all the way back to center, and then take one more deep, nourishing breath. And then a full release and exhale. Beautiful. Push yourself to all fours. Because we've done quite a bit of balancing so far, we're going to continue that theme. So what you're going to do is you're going to sweep out your right leg. Nice. Maybe have a little move through that right ankle. And then when you find stillness, think about the right foot and imagine you're pressing it into the wall behind. So you don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. You want it in line with your hip. So you might want to stay here, or you can sweep this left arm forward. So you've got left arm forward, right arm back. You feel this kind of like stretch across the body. And just like when we did a standing balance, just gaze at one spot. Nice. And then bring everything down to your mat. And then you're just going to swap it out. So you go left leg. It's probably worth having a little move through the ankle, through the foot. Maybe have a look. What's going on in that leg? Imagine you pressing the left foot into the wall behind. Then you can sweep the right arm forward. You can kind of look around if you want, or you're just gazing down to the top edge of your mat. However kind of engaged and balanced you feel. One more deep inhale. And then a full release and exhale. Really nice work. Beautiful. From here, keep your knees so they're stacked right below your hips. So this is the angle you want. You don't want them to be here. You don't want them to be here. They want to be here. And then I'm just going to shuffle back. So you might need to do the same. Your knees are 2/3 of the way back. Walk your hands forward. Keep your forearms lifted and then just melt your heart center down towards the floor. For me, I'll come quite naturally on my forehead, maybe resting on my nose. But if you've got a bit more room, you can come onto your chin. You can be here. If it feels too much in the forearms here lifted, then just lower the forearms down onto the floor. And breathe super deeply here. Deep rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, just sink the heart center down towards your mat. 2 more times like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then your final time. Deep inhale.
And a full exhale. Beautiful, nice. Come all the way down onto your fronts. Nice work. From here, bring your left forearm out in front of you. So your left forearm's in front, your right forearm is stacked behind it. So they're kind of like parallel to the top edge of your mat, and they're lined up. And then from here, just bend into your right knee. So you might want to stay here, press your right thigh down into the floor. If you wanted to move this a little bit further and get into this quad, you can sweep the right arm behind. So the left forearm is still supporting you, and then you might just grab hold of this right foot, and you can kind of change the grip, whatever works for you. You know, I like to work with a nice simple grip, and then you just pull in that right heel down towards your right bum, or kind of like your right glute, and then feel this stretch. Just be mindful of the knee. You can look forward, or you can do what I'm doing and kind of like gaze down the shoulder a little bit. Just be mindful of this movement. It doesn't have to be, you know, again, super deep. And if you're here, that's great. If you can't quite hold the ankle, that's good. Then you can be like this. And if you're lucky enough to have a little strap, you can always place a strap or a tie around the ankle. Nice. One more deep inhale, and then a full exhale. Just release it, and then restack the right hand underneath. Nice. Then bring the left hand on top of your right hand. So now you've changed the position of the hands at the top of your mat. So the left hand is on top of your right. You should be able to see that. So it's like that from the side. Okay, nice. From here, press the tops of the feet into the floor. You're going to bring your left hand onto your forehead. So the palm faces down. Keep the right arm down at all times. Take an inhale, lift the head, lift the left hand. So it's like a little salute. As you exhale, the left hand comes on top of the right. And the right always stays flat on the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Little cobras. One more. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Beautiful. And then all you're going to do, you're going to repeat that. So this time what you want to do, maybe have a little wriggle around, and then eventually you have right arm in front, left arm behind, lined up at the top edge of your mat. Get nice and comfortable. Beautiful. And then from here, right arm's going to stay on the floor. That's going to support you. You're going to bend into the left knee. Maybe bring the left hand behind and just hold on to that left foot. So this right leg's kind of, it's still active, it's engaged. I don't want it to kind of collapse completely. Use the right forearm to find a little bit of a back bend. It supports your chest and your heart center's open, but most of the sensation will come from this left quad. And be just curious about what it feels like compared to the last. For me, this side's a lot tighter. I'm going to have to use my breath. Probably I should stop talking. So let's do 3 breaths together. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Then one more time. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. And then slowly release. And then just bring the right hand on top of the left. So remember, the arms are kind of, the hands are just stacked, and then the elbows are winged out really wide. Left arm's going to stay on the floor at all times. The right arm, imagine it's kind of connected, it's glued to your forehead. The palm's glued to it, or the back of the hand, sorry, not the palm. Take an inhale, sweep up, right hand salute, press into the left arm to find that stability, the tops of the feet. Exhale, come down. Don't push it, don't come too far. 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Final time. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Beautiful. Really nice work. Bring the hand underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back to all fours. Nice and simple here. And then just work through a few rounds of cat and cow, or anything your body needs. You know, having the spine, we're doing those back bends and feeling that compression. You can sometimes feel a little bit tight, so you just find a counter posture to move the breath around the body, get the spine moving. Make sure you don't feel too tight. Beautiful, nice. And then from here, we're just going to lie back down onto our mat. So where we started the class, and again, I invite you to take a little slurp if you need to have a drink. Nice, everyone. Come to lie down. Hug your knees into your chest. Again, it's a really lovely way to release the spine. Maybe just kind of like swing the knees from side to side a little bit. Nice work, beautiful. And then from here, lengthen your legs down your mat, get super comfortable. So we've got about 7 or 8 minutes to go. We're going to spend a good amount of time in Shavasana, so which is our final resting position, but we're just going to get into a little bit of breath awareness here. So you can stay lying on the floor, and I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to talk us through it. So with your legs just naturally falling open and your ankles just falling out to the side, bring your palms up. Nice. Relax your shoulder blades. And then with you lying on your back, what I'd like you to do is bring your hands onto your belly and then take nice, deep, rich inhales into your belly. And then full releasing exhales. Inhaling. And exhaling. Just carry on like this. So you're lying down. You can always come up and do it like I'm doing it, sat up. You know, if you don't want to do it on your back, so find a position that works. So your hands are on your belly in whatever position. Inhaling, fill your belly with breath. Exhale, let it all go. So see if you can really work at a nice, steady rhythm. Nice, everyone. Beautiful. Maybe 2 or 3 more rounds together. So already this is that breath awareness. We're like teaching ourselves to breathe deeply. And when we breathe deeply like this, we work with the parasympathetic nervous system. So when we feel stressed and overwhelmed and, you know, life feels too much, these breath patterns can really help. Beautiful. Nice. What I'd like you to do next, either lying on your back or sitting how I am, just sat up. Bring your hands here, just onto your side of your ribs. And really spread your fingers out. So what I'd like you to do is do it in 2 parts. So 50% into your belly, then 50% into your hands. So you can have a little pause in between and then one long exhale out. So you just exhale in one go. All right, so with your hands here on your ribs, take a deep inhale, 50%. Pause, and then another 50%. Fill up your hands. And then exhale. Maybe the exhale is a little bit longer. And carry on like that. Inhale. Pause. Next 50%. This is your last breath. And then exhale. So already you can see that you're not just breathing here, you're breathing here now, right into your ribs. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more rounds. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale belly. Inhale ribs. Exhale. Stay relaxed in the face. Lengthen the spine, shoulders relaxed. Last one. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, you can let the hands go. Just breathe in a normal pattern. Maybe you find that your breath is quite normal and it's drawn out. So the last thing we'll do, this is called 3-part breath. So we've done 1 part and we've done 2 parts and we're going to go 3. So your hands are here, right on the top of your chest. Now it's very hard to bring your lung capacity right up here, but we can breathe this far up into our body. So what I like to do, I like to think, I'll just show you from the side, even though you know what a back looks like. I'm breathing into here. I'm breathing into my shoulder blades. That's where I want to send my breath, right up into my upper back. And so that can really help you find that fullness of breath, because you do this sometimes. You kind of breathe, and you breathe, and you're like, I can't get the breath in. So really think about expanding this upper part, the chest, the upper back, the shoulders. That's where you want to bring the breath in. So we'll go 4 rounds, 3-part breath, nice and simple. And then you can take this away, and you probably will do it at home when you need this breath. So hands right up here, just below the sternum. All right, let's see how we get on. Relax your shoulders, lengthen the spine, relax your face. Don't take it too seriously. A little bit of curiosity. So 1/3 into your belly, 1/3 into your ribs, 1/3 into your upper chest back. You can see it, can't you? See how everything lifts. Exhale, let it go. Nice. 3 more. Inhale. 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 Exhale.
2 more. Third belly, third ribs, third into your upper chest and back. That's a big breath. Exhale, let it go. Let's do 2 more. Maybe you said that a minute ago. Third belly, third ribs, third chest. Exhale, let it go. Final one. Inhale ribs, inhale upper back. Hold it. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful, really nice work. 3-part breath. You can do it sat like I've done it. You can do it on your back. That's also a beautiful way to do it as well. Fantastic. If you're not on your back, then all the people that are not, let's go back there. Shuffle back onto your mat if you're there. Brilliant. Maybe you just want to make any final adjustments, and then we'll just come into a little bit of Shavasana at the end of the class. Get super comfortable. Bring your legs out if they're not there already. And go nice and wide with the arms, and just feel your body melting down into the floor. Just a couple of minutes of total relaxation. I'm going to be quiet for the first time to let it all go. Maybe close the eyes. And then really gently, in your own time, in your own way, just begin to bring some movement back into your body, anything that feels reasonable. Maybe start with the fingers and the toes, and then you can roll out through the ankles and the wrists. Give yourself a full body stretch. I don't know about you, but I could have stayed there for a lot longer this afternoon. Oh, you fell asleep. Bring your knees in towards your chest, hug the knees in, roll to one side. Beautiful, everybody. Nice work. Come to sit in easy pose. Sukhasana. That's where the legs are just crossed. And then bring your hands to heart center. Beautiful. With a wholehearted bow, just wish yourself well. Wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining today. To say, if it's sunny next week and my technology all works, I promise you, we will go outside and we'll have a little bit of nature yoga. So prepare yourself for that. Maybe you'll be doing exactly the same. I hope you have a really lovely weekend. I think the weather's going to be good. So as I say, get out, connect, go and see some people that you know. and get some vitamin D, get a little bit in nature, get a little bit of love, and it will serve you so well. Whatever's going on in your life, remember you've got yoga and you've got all these amazing classes at the Royal Voluntary Service, Virtual Village Hall. I nearly call it the Royal Virtual Village Hall, which is not called that, by the way, the Virtual Village Hall. And I don't mean the yoga when I say amazing, I mean everything that's on there. There is so much variety, you know, so dip in, dip out. What a fantastic service it is. It's always an honor and a pleasure to host you guys. And hopefully I will see you all next week. All right. Namaste. Look after yourselves. Bye now.